Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And reviewing another, which has been over the years been called as a classic as well. And I want to definitely see why it's a classic. I definitely see that. And that is for this one. It's from 1981. That is of American Werewolf in London. Now, well, of course, I don't have the DVD my own, so I'm borrowing this. But American Werewolf in London, released in 1981, directed by John Landis, who directed comedies like Oscar, which I enjoy with Sylvester Stallone, Three Amigos. He directed that Kentucky Fried Movie. Then he directed Blues Brothers 2000. Well, then he directed Trading Places and Coming to America. And then, of course, he directed Beverly Hills Cop 3, which I reviewed not that long ago, which sucked. But John Landis, I like some of the movies I like some of the movies he's done, but it's like I said, I'm not a very fan of Beverly Hills Cop 3 at all. But American Werewolf in London, it is a horror film, but mixed in with a little bit of comedy in it. First off, I do like the movie, but it's not my favorite werewolf film. I've stated before that when I reviewed it, Dog Soldiers has always been my number one favorite werewolf film. But there's other werewolf films I like. Well, this was one of them, but Stephen King's Silver Bullet, that's another good one. But I do like this one. I do have a couple of issues with it though, but it does not make me not like the film. But I still do like it, but I have a few issues. And it stars David Naughton as his character, as David Kistler, in which I made a video that I met David Naughton, good guy. So when I meet my little videos, when I meet actors or celebrities. So I made a little video. I met David Naughton. So it was cool to meet him. And it all stars Jenny Agutter and Griffin Dune, who plays Jack. David's a friend, and Jenny Agutter plays the nurse Alex Price. The cast overall was solid, I would say. The story is simple enough. Two Americans, David and Jack, they're Americans who's just traveling traveling in Europe, traveling in London, England, but they say they're in the countryside, and they're like backpacking. They stop by this pub called Slaughter Lamb, and Jack's asking about that pantograph with the star on it, and suspicious about it, because the people in the pub don't want to talk about it, and they're kind of suspicious of it, and they tell him, stay on the path, don't go in the moors, which of course they do. They hear a howl and they say, well, what is that? And they get really scared. It's like, where are we going? I'll tell you when we get there. But then David trips, and when Jack was going to pick him back up, he gets attacked by a werewolf. And it's really a good gory effect, like how he's just really getting torn up. And then when David gets attacked, but he's still alive. And when the local people from that pub, they come up and they shoot the beast. And then David wakes up, he's in the hospital in London. He talks with the doctor, Dr. Hirsch, played by John Woodvine. And he's also met with another guy from the American Embassy named Mr. Collins. Is actually played by Frank Oz. Director and actor Frank Oz, which well known for his voice work, famously for voicing Yoda and many of the Muppets, including Miss Piggy, Grover, Cookie Monster. And when when the guy speaks, I can clearly see, so he's like speaking like if he's Miss Piggy or Cookie Monster or Grover. So Frank Oz's little appearance right there. And he's been there. He's been lying there for some time, and his wounds have been healed up miraculously. And he meets Jenny Agutter, and Jenny Agutter, from other films, she was in Child's Play 2. She was like the adopted foster mother, with Andy Barclay, which is one of the issues I had with Child's Play 2. I didn't care for the foster parents, especially the husband. He was a complete douchebag to Andy Barclay. But Jenny Agutter was playing the foster mother, in which she had a little appearance as the World Council in the first Avengers, and then appearing in the Winter Soldier as well. But she plays the nurse Alex Price when David Naughton meets, and also of course when he was staying at the hospital, he's having to have these weird dreams. But I thought it was pretty whacked out dreams. Like for instance, he's running through the forest and he eats a deer, or another whacked out scene where he's dreaming with him and his family back home, and they're all watching the Muppets. Frank Oz voiced some of the Muppets, and then all of a sudden these werewolf Nazi soldiers come in. They kill his family, and one slits David's throat. Or he has a dream within a dream where he meet with Jenny Agutter, and one of the Nazi werewolf soldiers comes and stabs her. Or he has another one where before he has that face, that good makeup effects of the face of him just at the nurse. And that's another thing, which the whole makeup and special effects by Rick Baker is spot on. Top-notch job by Rick Baker, which this film won an Oscar for Best Makeup and Effects, which deserves. And which is quite funny that he won an Oscar for Best Makeup for another werewolf film. That was the 2010 remake of The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. He won an Oscar for that. And really good with makeup effects, and which I know a while, it was some years back, he retired because nowadays everything is CGI nowadays. They don't do anything practical anymore, which I wouldn't blame him, because everything is CGI for the creatures or whatever, or green screen. Everything goes the cheap way they want. Can't do anything for real anymore. That's why one thing I just appreciate how, especially when David goes to his full transformation sequence. You don't see that nowadays no more. Not. It's just bull crap, just complete utter bull crap. Yeah, it's just. You can't make everything look real. It's very cheap looking and fake looking. But that time he gets a first vision, he sees his dead friend Jack, all mangled up. Right, he's talking to him. He has all mangled up. Really good makeup effects. Tells him that you're gonna be a werewolf and you need to kill yourself. And first, David doesn't believe him, and the second time when he gets taken to Jenny brings him to her place, and I guess eventually the two fall in love. There you get make out scene, and then when he gets visited by Jack again, this time now he's a little more decomposed. The next time he sees him, and tells him again, I'm the werewolf. You're gonna be a werewolf and you need to die before you hurt somebody. So, and when Jenny leaves for the hospital, then you get a song of "Bad Moon Rising" by Creedence Clearwater Revival, which I like that song. I really do. I really do like that song. I see the bad moon rising, down, 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 and then by the next thing, he begins transformations. He starts becoming a werewolf, and the whole transformation scene is very well done. Really great makeup and visual effects on when Davis is his whole transformation. It seems like a very painful way when he's transformation, especially when his hands are standing up and his back and all that stuff, and just really great looking effects of him becoming the werewolf. And then he starts going on a killing spree. Like first, there was this couple that they were gonna go to this one dinner place, kills them, and then next he kills these 3 homeless men, which you don't see though. They just point out what they see, and that's it. And then next, he kills this guy in the subway, which is kind of funny when he's being chased in the subway tunnels. You see all these things for advertising. I quickly see like on this part of the wall right here from the werewolf's viewpoint, and he's chasing the guy. I see an advertising poster for Airplane. You know, the 1980 comedy film Airplane. I thought that was quite funny. But eventually, the guy trips at the escalator and then he dies off screen. But you see but then you see them later again as undead, all bloodied up though. And the next thing, he wakes up in the zoo, completely naked. He wakes up in the wolf's cage. And he gets out there. He's just running into the zoo naked. And he talks with this one kid. You can have your balloon. I'm the balloon thief. And he takes the kid's balloons and steals a red coat. And that was quite funny when the kid goes up to his mom. He's like, "Hey, ma, an American naked man stole my balloons." And throughout this whole part of this after. So, what's going on? The doctor that was looking after him, he did some investigating as well. He goes back to that pub where him and his friend was. He's doing some investigation of himself for himself to find out what's going on. Like, cause he keeps saying it was an animal that did it, not a man, an escaped lunatic. And his case is confirmed because the people don't talk about it. They just think nothing has happened, and acting suspicious. Especially that one guy who was playing chess. Tells one guy, because one guy wanted to tell him what happened, but the one guy tells him, "That's enough. That's enough. Be quiet about it." So then he heads back to London and talks to Jenny Agutter, and she was going to take him back to the hospital, but when the taxi driver talks about the murders, he now realizes he did, though, even though he doesn't remember doing it, though, but he knows that he did it. And he wants to stay away from her. Tells her that he loves her, and then he goes to the phone booth to call his family back home. Tells them that he first was his I think it was his sister on the phone. Tells her that his brother, her, and his mom and dad, that he loves them very much as well. So basically saying his goodbye to his family. Tells him that he loves them. And then he sees his dead friend Jack again. Now he's even more decomposed, like almost skeletonized basically. He falls into this porno theater. And I get it, it's the whole joke. The whole time he's talking, it's inside a porn theater. I just didn't think that was that funny. I mean, I get the whole gist of it, though, but I don't think that it was supposed to be, oh, again, where he's talking with his dead friend while sitting in a porno theater. Yeah, I get it, though. And then he meets with then he talks with the dead people that he killed, the couple, the 3 homeless men, and that businessman. They're all, like, badly mangled, especially the couple and the... Well, they don't see the homeless men, their backs are turned like this. You hardly see them blade up, though, but the couple and then the businessman as well. And they're all telling him you should kill yourself, and telling him ways to kill yourself, like, oh, a gun would help, or drowning, or jump into traffic, or whatever. And then then the full moon comes, he changes in the movie theater, and he kills another person. And the cops get there. They shut the gate, though, trying to hold it back, but it breaks through, and then David, as a werewolf, bites off the head of the inspector, bites his head completely off, and you see the head just roll away. That was a pretty good effect as well. And then just causes havoc in the streets. A lot of cars are bashing into each other. Like for one instance, where a car hits a double-decker bus, and a guy flies through that bus window and falls to the ground. But on top of that, that guy gets run over, and more people get sent flying through when they're getting hit by a car, or a guy and a woman gets pushed back, gets hit by a car, but they throw into a window. So it causes a lot of car accidents in the streets. And then more of the police come there armed with rifles. Jenny Agutter gets there. And they get him cornered in an alley, but she gets there, tells him that she loves him. And as they think he's going to lunge at her, the police, they shoot him down. And she knows they're done, and the doctor's there. And then it shows him dead, naked. And then all of a sudden it cuts away to the song. I forget what the song was called. Bomb and a bomb and a bomb and a bomb. Dang, 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 dang. Blue, blue moon. Blue, blue, blue moon. Which, that's kind of a way to end it. Like this tragic thing just happened. All of a sudden it cuts away to a song like that. That's another nitpick I have about, because this guy that we like, we feel sorry for him. And then he tells about the woman that she loves him. Then he got gunned down by the police, and back to him, his normal self, naked though. Then all of a sudden it just cuts to black with that song, Blue Blue Moon. I just think it just didn't. I know, because it's supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to end probably on a funny note. But it didn't need to end like that. It didn't need to cut away that quickly to play a song like that. That's another issue I have with it. I think at the end that's like the one issue I have, is how it just ended like that. I don't think it didn't need to end just like that. And also the love relationship with him and Jenny Agutter, it's there, but all I'm saying is I've seen worse chemistry between characters though, but it's not the worst though. But I thought it was a decent thing though, but not the best. But sorry about that. But I just that just the way it ended, that just still bugs me like that. Like a tragic thing just happened like that, and also just cuts away to black to that song. But overall, almost going 20 minutes in. What more can I say about American Werewolf in London? But I know it's been a cult classic over the years. I can definitely see that though. But I still like the film. The issues I have with like I said, how the way it just ended like that, with that going straight to a song like that. Like the whole joke of him being, he's talking to dead people while in a pornographic theater. I get the whole thing though, but still. And then another thing that the songs that were in the film, other than Bad Moon Rising, which I liked though, but I didn't care for the other songs that was playing in the movie as well. I didn't care for those other songs that was playing. Other than Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater, I didn't care for any of the songs. But the score itself by Elmer Bernstein, I think he did go on to do the scores for the the first two Ghostbusters movies. Okay, the score was fine on that. But the acting, David Naughton, he did a really good job. Griffin Dune, who plays his dead buddy Jack, he did good. Jenny Agutter, I thought she was okay, decent, not horrible. Didn't love her, but she was decent. John Woodvine, who played the Doctor, I thought he did a good job as well. The directing by John Landis was good. Highlight of the film was Rick Baker's makeup and special effects and blood and gore effects as well was really good. Especially the main transformation of him into the werewolf, that was really top notch and well made. Definitely top notch. He definitely deserved winning the Academy Award for that. So, but overall, I enjoy American Werewolf in London, which I had to get the DVD for myself. I said I'm just borrowing this, so that's why I have it like this in this thing. But it's still, American Werewolf in London is still a classic. But maybe I would put my favorite of the werewolf movies. I think I would. But I know Dog Soldiers is definitely my number one favorite still, hands down. But I think I'll put this on this list, though. But, directing, score, acting, makeup and special effects, great. Other than how the way that it ended, that little joke in the theater, and the songs, except by Bad Moon Rising. I didn't care for most of the songs either, so. But, overall, I still like American Werewolf in London, which I quickly say they stole the idea of a guy who's talking to his dead friend. They took that idea and put it in the 2017 The Mummy with Tom Cruise. That did not work in the Mummy movie at all, and that film sucked. And also, speaking of sucked, I did not like American Werewolf in Paris either. I'll have to get that sequel and review it, but I didn't care for that sequel. Especially with the CGI, and well, that'll be for some other time. But for now, I still like American Werewolf in Paris, London. American Werewolf in London. I didn't mean to say Paris. No, I don't like that movie. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.